So how was the lunch? Okay, thank you. So we're doing good to go for the rest of the day? Yes. Okay, good. So for some of you that have just joined us, like yourself, I have friends that are not in real estate business and they're in the business of services. This presentation is more a general presentation that applies to any kind of service. And as you know, real estate is part of service industry. But this is also where you will see that how I am a philosophy student, as I mentioned earlier, that this is the more boring part of the presentation. But I'm doing it because you just got your lunch and you need somebody to let you go to sleep, right? After lunch. So hopefully you guys are awake, but this part of presentation, we will keep it short. It is for about half an hour to 45 minutes. I don't have my timer, but when it is 45 minutes, let me know. And then we will go to the last section. So this was a three phase. We have completed the morning. This is more of in between. And then after, when we come back for the second break, I think that is where most of the practical, hands-on, day-to-day activities will be presented. And those of you that have just joined us, you're more than welcome to stay, but it is more focused on real estate. Okay, so having said that, let's start. And this presentation is, as the topic says, how to revive your business. And you will see that we are going to emphasize that on what we have been doing so far this morning to talk about relationship and the importance of relationship. And where I'm coming from when I gave you those practical suggestions today morning, what are the reasonings behind those? And you will see, and some of the studies that I will share with you. And let me see, because this is not a software that I'm familiar. This is Prezi, but let's see. Hopefully it will work for us. Okay. So, as I said in one of my slides earlier, we are in the service business, and we are selling something that people cannot touch, taste, or drive. It is much easier to sell a product because you know what you're getting, right? When you walk into a car dealership, you're seeing something tangible. You're seeing a car, you see the model, the make, it is BMW, the year. But when you're selling services, it is something that people don't know what they're getting into. It is a promise to do something in future. And that is the main challenge when you're in service industry. So this promise that what you're going to do in future creates some kind of uncertainty in clients' mind, who they should select for this. And why they should select you as the provider for those services. So whether you're an insurance broker or a mortgage broker or a lawyer or a real estate agent, I need those services for sure. But I'm going to select someone that they're going to promise to do something in future. And who am I going to select? There are three schools of thought. Some people think that the service business is all about marketing. So the most powerful and fantastic marketing you have, the better success rate you might have. This is one school of thought. And I'm sure you have already thought that there is a lot of people that have a lot of good marketing. And marketing is just a pitch to get you invited to the client's place. So basically, you're making an announcement. This is what marketing is. Like, I am a real estate agent or a mortgage broker or an insurance broker or a contractor. You're announcing your services to the world. And most of us, if not all, we all say the same things, right? We claim the same thing. We are the most experienced. We are the most dedicated. We are the number one. We are the most committed to clients. We all copy each other, right? And the same thing goes around in magazines and websites and brochures. And those are all the promises that we give, right? And clients are confused where they're coming from when they see these kind of marketing material. But remember, marketing doesn't mean you will get the business. So marketing alone doesn't sell the business. If a lot of people knows about you, it doesn't mean necessarily that they will give their business. So what happened after this, that the marketing is not enough, some other school of thought think that service business or service industry, and when I say service, it's a wide range of people, including real estate agents and including lawyers and including accountants and so on and so forth. They think it is about sales. So the better salesperson you are, the more successful you will be. We have already established this morning that if you're a salesperson, you're always chasing money. You're always chasing new clients. And there is no guarantee that when you're running all the time, you will be first, right? When you're second, there is no prize for you. When you go to that, if you're an agent, when you go to that listing presentation, or if you're an insurance broker, when you go to sell that insurance to your client, if they give the business to someone else and you're the second best, you don't get nothing. It's not that there is a, the first one will give 100% and you will get 75% of money or commission or whatever, right? So marketing and sales that most of service providers think is the way to go is not. It is our industry, including all the professionals and service-based, is about relationship. So whether in this room you're a real estate agent or insurance broker or mortgage broker or any kind of service business, it boils down to relationships. So if there is no relationship, you don't have a sustainable system for a long term. And why I'm making that claim? Let's get into someone that needs your services in their head and imagine what they will do, how they will select you as an insurance broker or a service provider, as a real estate agent. What are the steps that they go through to select you? These are the 3 steps that happens in their head. The first one is that they search. So this is like, who can do it? Who is available? This is everyone in the market. So they will, for example, if they're buying a house, they will look at all their options. If they're going to get an insurance broker, in the first phase of their search, they will go through everyone on their list. But then, once they have that, they will screen. They will think, who is the best? Who can do the best job for what I'm looking for? Who has, well, price is one of the functions, but who has the best experience? And basically, who can do it better? And they will shorten their list to a couple of people, maybe 3, 4 people when they're going through this process. But I think this is where I want to get at. The way they select their provider is based on emotions. Who do I feel confident with? Who do I trust? Who do I like? Who can I trust? And all these feelings are the decision makers. So it is not necessarily your marketing, your sales pitch, your glossy magazine or brochure that you prepare. At the end of the day, they will give the business to the person that they have those feelings. And I will describe specifically what those feelings are. Number 1 and the most important is confidence. And where confidence comes from? Your understanding of unique situation of your client. Not your arrogance, right? Not being aggressive, not being a traditional, typical salesperson. It is about you understanding your client, okay? Because each client is different, we will come to that. The second one is being comfortable. They feel dealing with you. They like you. It is something that you guys get along. So it is not alone just the confidence. It is also being comfortable, and then they can trust you. And where does trust come from? So they want to have this feeling that you're interested in completing their project. What do I mean by that? Let's say if they're giving their listing to you, they know that you're eager enough to complete and close that transaction, that you will sell that transaction. They have to get this feeling from you, okay? And most of these things that I said, it's not on paper, it's not in your presentation, it is some non-written gestures and feelings and the sixth sense that I gave feeling today morning. So those feelings are the decision makers. So I think the question came from you about the commissions and people are not loyal. People think of price when they see everything else being equal. If they feel the same level of confidence, same level of trust, same level of professionalism, then they will go after the ones that are going to give them the cheapest. We think in the world of service industry, we think that it is all the cheaper I give or I advertise or market, the more clients I will get. It's not about being cheap. When everything else becomes equal, then the price comes into play. Price is not the number one issue for all the clients. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. 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 Because this is the process that every person looking for a service provider thinks. And these are the three important things. It is the confidence that they have in you. The more confident they will, and they feel more comfortable, and they trust that you will get that transaction into closing. And we will talk about the value zone. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think the way I handle, which is similar to this, for example, some of your friends say, when you get the best deal, call me, right? It is similar type of thing. Or when you get the best house or best investment, call me, I'm ready. One of the ways that you can handle them is that you say, I have limited time like every other agent. And I can give quality service to the people that I gave 100% focus, and I gave 100% focus to my clients. And yes, you will be my client, but if you pay me less commission, uh, I'm not sure if my quality, attention, and focus, which will be in your best interest. So if you want the best deal, or if you want your property to sell at the highest price, I have to give it 100% attention. And if you want that quality and level of service, there are some expenses involved that I have to cover. Uh, I don't want to be everything for everyone and keep myself busy. I want to provide quality service for you, so that therefore I'm worth it, and I hope you understand and give me that commission or higher price or whatever if you're dealing with family. But it is a difficult situation, I admit, yes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It is very tough. When it is family and friends, it is very tough. But I think at the end of the day, I still think if they see value in you, and if they see that you're better and you can serve their best interest, and if you're firm about whatever you're offering, they will accept it. If you are hesitant, they might come back and bite you internally, not telling you on your face. And it will bite you because they think that you're not very confident in what you're offering. So they're not sure if you will be the best service for them, or if you can protect their interest in the best. Yes. Let me give you a practical example. Before, I used to be more in properties investments that were outside of Toronto. So we have a friend of ours that is in property management. Regular property management is about 5% on average. They charge for property management. We are still willing, and we have been paying all along 15%. And the only reason is that he will take care of everything and I don't have to worry about it. Do you know what I'm saying? So if we can somehow convince them that because you trust me so much, and if you give me that transaction, I will take care of everything and I don't have to worry about it. And if they see that value in you and your services, then they will not mind. But they have to be convinced. And that friend of ours convinced us, yes.
Can I give a fact?
Joke, okay? Yeah, we want to wake up.
A friend of mine has a store, and he asked his brother that please come my house, but don't charge me commission. So by all means, but from now on, when I come to your store, I will not pay. Good one. Because you that's your store to me, this is my store. You don't want me to pay, then I will not pay out.
Oh, go ahead. I think the question is not to give them discount. The question is that once you offer whatever your business model is, let's say you want to charge them half, whatever you want to present to them is one thing, but if they come back and argue, if you're hesitant and if you're on a shaky ground, they will question your professionalism and confidence in you. So if you want to offer them a discount, go ahead, and that's your business model. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. That's, yeah. You had something to add? Ali.
You will get the follow, you will get the same result, you get a discount. So if you give me 2%, you will get a 2% off.
But but I think if I make if I may summarize what we have discussed, I think the way we can sell to our friends and family is that if you deal with me, you will get peace of mind, and that's a big value. That means that is something that you may not necessarily get from a stranger. So you will get a peace of mind. You're handing your $500,000 investment to me, and I will take care of it and protect your interest. Right. Well, but by the way, yeah. Right. I think you have to establish your value zone, which will come in the next slides. And hopefully, if it doesn't answer, come back. because it will try to answer that question. Okay, so basically, in order to win any business, these are the three things that we have to do. First, we have to capture the leads, and then convert them, which we will go through, and then reproduce, which is the system that we have been talking so far. Okay, so how to capture leads? Exactly what you're talking about. It is about having a unique selling proposition. If you don't have that, then the price will come into picture. Remember that if people don't have pain, they don't go to doctor. If people don't need your services, they don't want you and they don't need you. So there is a lot of people in the market that will claim to fix their pain, to solve their problem, whether it is buying a house or getting insurance or closing a transaction or whatever their problem is. There is millions of people in the market that they want to solve their problem. Who they will select? The one that they think, the perception that they have, that will do the better job. They were all going to do the same thing. So 99% of things that people offer in any industry is very similar. It is that 1% that makes you different. And if you're not different, it will be hard for you to get into the capture process, because they have to consider you before anything else. So having a unique selling proposition or value zone, whichever you want to call it, is very important. You have to be different, and you cannot be same as everyone else. So the reason, I don't know why this is acting up. Anyways, the reason they will select you is because of your value zone. So you have to find what is different about you. Who are you targeting? Who is your target market? Who are your clients? Who you want your clients to be? And then you create a message or a communication around that, and then you have to prove it. By proving, I mean you have testimonials. People say that, you know what, this guy bought houses from me and I'm very happy. Or referral is the best way to prove what you're offering. So you have to specialize till you find your value zone, and I'm not sure how this works. So you have to focus and focus and focus. So the more focus you have, the more you can get dominant in your market. Your ideal situation is that you have to be the top 3 in whoever market that you're targeting. So the example you gave, let's say if you're targeting your neighborhood, you have to have something different and unique that you're the top 3, at least the top 3. If you're same as everyone else, then commission will come into play. Yeah. Can you stay till 4 o'clock? Because we'll give practical examples after this presentation. Hands-on. Okay. That's how I play, right? I have to keep you holding. So instead of having 10% of 5 markets, it is better to have 50% of one market. Because the more you're into one market and the more you specialize, and there are different examples. You can divide them by category of demography, certain age, population, community, whatever you want. The more focused you are, the more successful you will be. You don't want to be everything for everyone. And by the way, you should not narrow it down to an extent that there is not much of transactions happening. You don't want to be too specialized. You have to see that there is enough transactions to make a living for you, right? I mean, some people want to go narrow, and keep on narrowing deeply, and then there is not much left, right? So you don't want to be too specialized. So how to convert leads? So that was how to capture. Let me see. I'm not sure. This is not something. So you focus on clients to convert those leads. Let me tell you, service business, which real estate and insurance and whatever is part of it, is not only a promise in future, but it's also not a mass production. We are not massively providing the same service to everyone. For sure, every client is different. Please understand this. Yes, they're all selling houses. Yes, they're all buying houses. Yes, they're all getting insurance. Yes, they're all getting a mortgage. Yes, they're all doing the same thing. But each client and their needs, their situation, their life circumstances are different, and you have to understand. So if you want them to feel comfortable with you, connect with you, nurture the relationship with you, build the relationship with you, you have to focus on them by understanding them properly. The biggest mistake that we make in presentations that we go, and I will come up with one, that you want to talk about yourself. When you're with a client, they don't care you're number 1 or number 10. Can you do the job? And the way they will respect you or give you the deal, if you can show that you are focused on solving their problem instead of focusing on what you're best at. And I mean, the first phase is already done. If they have brought you in, it means they saw something different in you. If they have called you in their house to do the presentation, it means that part is done. There is something different about you that they have considered. Now, you're in their house, or you're showing houses, or you're selling them insurance, or selling whatever. You're already there. There is no more need for still talking about yourself. You want to listen what their issues are. Each and every house seller, buyer, or a client for that matter, for any service is different. You want to focus on their pain and on their issues. So basically, ideally, this is where you want to be. You want to shift from being a service provider to a strategic partner. What do I mean by that? I gave an example earlier. It is, if you're buying a house for somebody, it is as if you're buying that house for yourself. You care that much. You're focused on understanding their needs that much. And the needs are not just like how many bedrooms you have, or you want the basement to be finished. It is more of emotional needs, where they're coming from, what they're looking for. You want to connect with them on the personal level. That is the focus, shifting from provider to partner. So the person that is a strategic partner will win. So basically, instead of focusing on yourself, you want to focus on client and understand them. And they have this perception that you will take care of them. Okay? It is not that you will take care of your commission, or you're worried about that you know how to take care of yourself. It is more if you can take care of them. And I think, how can you prove, if I can answer Gaurav, how can you prove that you are taking care of them? By taking burden from their shoulder. In every transaction in any business, people have this burden on their shoulder and they want somebody to take care of them. Whether it is buying houses or selling any kind of service, they want someone to take the complete transaction, the ownership of that transaction, and solve the problem for them, okay? It is not that you will do half the job, you will just buy them the house, and then they're lost in the rest of the process. They don't understand what's happening, how is mortgage involved, how is insurance involved in this, how is lawyer involved. They want you to take the ownership of that process, that project. Let's call it a project. So you have a sense of ownership with each client and with each transaction. So that is basically taking care of them. You have to sit down and see what are their issues and understand their issues, and then try to take the burden that they have on their shoulder. Okay, I'm lost with this. Okay, so basically, are you going to present yourself just that, like a marketing, that I'm a real estate agent, and this is what I do, this is my company? This is level 1 of marketing, or level 1 of selling. Or you want to be in the second level, which is more establishing a value zone. What is different about you? Establishing who you are will invite you to their house. Establishing a value zone will capture their attention, and they will shortlist you in the top 3 or top 2 or top 4 of the people that they will consider to work with. But this is where they will select you. When they feel connected with you, and they feel that you will take this burden from their shoulder. They have to sell the house. This is their pain, right? If they feel confident that you can do the job, they will give that business to you, right? There might be something different about you, but if you can create that value zone, then, and this is where top 5% of successful service providers get their business. when they focus on having a deeper understanding and relationship with their clients or their prospects. Okay, so which takes me to the last point, which is establishing a personal relationship. I told you guys this is more of a philosophy and you will get bored, right? We will come to the practical part of this. But maybe you want to have this little bit of a background that where these presentations are coming from. If you have satisfied clients, they're loyal clients, and loyal clients will refer you business. There was some study done that, that's too fast. Anyways, loyal clients, 81% of them are highly satisfied. So these are the people that the services that you provided, they're satisfied with you. And loyal clients not only will give you repeat business, but they will also give you referral business. Because just imagine, it is very hard to fire a friend. If you have established a level of friendship with them, it will be very hard for them to fire you. But if you're another agent, it will be easily they can move on to the next person. So service business is relationship. One thing that I think I have disclosed earlier, that 80% or sometimes 90% of business come from these repeat business. So these are existing clients. By the way, this is more for even applies to other service industries. And a lot of people think that sales drive the profits of a company. It is not sales. It is the existing management team that take care of the existing clients that drive the profits of the company, in any company or any business. So that's why it matters that you have satisfied clients. Getting new clients is more expensive, and it will give you less return on your investment. There was a study done, and I'm going quickly by these ones, that relationship increases profits 200 to 300%, and this was a survey done of 600 clients somewhere in US. So that is a major shift. I think it boils down to personal relationship. Now, the hard question is, how can I establish a personal relationship with my client, right? That is a valid question. No matter where you're coming from and what type of background you have, we share a common ground in a lot of areas. Some of the questions that, and the right type of questions, if you ask your client, you will find some common area. Your objective in conversation with your client is to find on a common ground, and then you elaborate on it. For example, these are some of the questions that might bring you to establish a personal relationship. For example, where did you go to school, or where did you work, or where was your first job? For example, if someone comes to you and says, let's say you ask them, where did you do your schooling, and they say in Scarborough. You don't live in Scarborough. You live, let's say, in Milton or Mississauga or Richmond Hill. But I'm sure that you can say something that will connect you. For example, you say, there is a lot happening in Scarborough. I have heard that they're bringing a new subway, and it was canceled by Rob Ford or whatever. Sorry, it was a new idea of him, not canceled. So go, once you find something common, get the feedback and go deeper, and then have something that you can share on a common ground. And that they will feel much better when they have something. I'm confused with this one, but anyhow. One of the other things that you can do before meeting a client, a lot of people have now LinkedIn accounts, and you can go on their LinkedIn and find some information. Where did they go to school, or where was their past work, or what they do in the past. Instead of talking about direct business, you can establish about talking about their personal or past life, so that you can build a better personal relationship. So if you have a mutual common ground to talk about, your conversation will shift from business conversation to more of a personal conversation. Okay, and once your conversation is more of a personal, they will disclose their problems, and you will be in a better position to to solve their problems. Okay, so this is done with this part of presentation. Let's grab a cup of coffee, and then we will come back to the actual presentation, which is about uh, yes, about giving you a step-by-step process of how to do the system, what we have discussed so far. So if we come back in 15 minutes is good? Okay. Oh, thank you for coming by. Till 4, yeah, it's still 4.